Does our mind create our reality? Or does reality shape our mind, thoughts, feelings, behavior, and more? It's a question that puzzled me as well until I dug deeper. Today, we are going to reveal the truth about this mystery together. In this video, I'm going to share 8 ways reality impacts our minds and 7 ways our mind shapes our understanding of reality. This back and forth between reality and our mind creates an inner reality that we believe in and act on. I will explain what I mean when I say our inner world creates our outer world or our thoughts create our reality. This is important because by the end of this video, we'll understand how our mind works. This is the key to understanding how we can achieve success. Many studies from psychology, neuroscience, and sociology prove that our experiences and environment influences our minds. Here are 8 examples of how this happens. First one is sensory stimulation and perception. We experience the world through our senses: seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, and touching. These senses change how we feel, what we think, and even how our mind is influenced. For instance, being in nature can make us feel calmer and happier. Second one is social interactions. We are all about connecting with others. The way we interact with people affect our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Making friends, feeling loved, or even dealing with rejection changes how we see ourselves and the world. Third one is cultural influences. The culture we grow up in teaches us what's right and wrong and shapes our behavior. Some cultures encourage us to be independent, while others focus more on being a part of a community. Fourth is learning and education. Everything we learn, whether in school or through life experiences, shapes our opinion and skills. This learning can even change our brains, a concept known as neuroplasticity. Fifth one is media and technology. Our use of media and technology can influence what we believe and how we act. Social media, for example, can affect how good we feel about ourselves, and too much screen time can shorten our attention span. Sixth one is environmental stressors. Things like pollution, the weather, living in a city can impact our mental and physical health. Research has shown a link between air pollution and higher rates of mental health issues. Seventh one is economic conditions. Whether we are doing well financially or struggling, it can have a big impact on our mental health and how we can make decisions. Worrying about money is a common source of stress and sadness. Eighth is neuroscientific evidence. Studies using brain scans show that different settings and experiences can change the structure and function of our brains. Practices like meditation can help us manage our emotions better. All these points show the complex ways in which our outer reality and experiences influence our minds, inner thoughts, and feelings. It's clear that our minds are constantly being shaped by our experiences and environment. Now, on the flip side, some people argue that our minds shape our reality, and YouTube is flooded with these videos. And yes, there is some truth to this, with plenty of examples showing how our mind can indeed impact our world around us. For example, back in 1930s, a guy named J.B. Rhine did experiments to see if people could affect things like dice rolls just by thinking about it, and he found some surprising results that suggested they could. But let's be real, our minds cannot do the impossible. We cannot control the weather or make someone fly just by thinking about it. But even then, our brain is pretty amazing. It does a lot more than just help us see, hear, or touch. It takes all that information and mixes it up with our memories, what we expect to happen next, and even what we believe to create our version of reality. Our inner reality that we believe in and experience. Scientists have found all sorts of ways our brain does this, making it clear that our brain is not just taking in the information of the world around us, it's also shaping how we see it. Essentially, our brain is like the director of a movie, deciding not just what makes it onto the screen, but also how the story is told. At this point, I want to clarify the difference between the brain and the mind. The brain and the mind represent 2 distinct aspects of the human existence. The brain is a tangible, physical organ responsible for body's biological functions and cognitive processes, observable and measurable through scientific methods. In contrast, the mind is an abstract concept that encompasses consciousness, thoughts, emotions, and subjective experiences explored across disciplines like psychology and philosophy. While the brain is the physical hardware of our being, the mind functions as the software interpreting and assigning meanings to our experiences and actions. Let me stress another fact before we move on. What matters is how our mind sees the world and the meanings we give to things around us. When we say our thoughts and mind create our reality, we are talking about how our mind gives meanings and corresponding emotions, judgments, and significance to our experiences of reality. If we can change our perception of reality and our experiences and view them positively, we'll stay motivated and believe in ourselves. This self-belief breeds courage, which then helps us put plans into action. Staying on this path of growth and persistence puts us in a better spot of success. Logically, those who work hard, constantly improve their judgment and knowledge, and maintain a growth mindset are the ones who keep evolving and succeeding. Now I will share 7 examples of how our brain changes the perception of reality and experience in our mind, or in other words, how our mind creates our inner reality, which is the real reality that we experience. First one is reticular activating system. Think of it as a bouncer at a club deciding who gets in and who doesn't. In our brain, it's choosing what information gets our attention. Our brain sorts through all the things we see, hear, and feel, picking out what's important for us to notice. Think of it as brain's way of deciding what gets our attention. This helps us focus on the right things and not get overwhelmed by everything around us. By choosing what we pay attention to, the RAS helps shape how we see the world and how to react to it. For example, if you are walking on a busy street, the RAS helps you focus on the sound of a honking car, alerting you to step aside while filtering out less critical noises like background chatter. The second example is the blind spots in our vision. Our visual field contains natural blind spots where the optic nerve passes through the retina, leaving a gap in visual information. The brain seamlessly fills in these gaps, painting over the blanks with the surrounding details and patterns. This process is so flawless that we are unaware of the blind spot's existence without specific tests. The third example is unintentional bias. Unintentional blindness demonstrates our brain's selective attention by highlighting how we can overlook obvious features or changes in our environment when our focus is directed somewhere else. This phenomena was experimented on by showing a video called the Gorilla Experiment. Do check it out. I've attached the link in the description. Fourth is confirmation bias. Confirmation bias acts as a mental filter where our brain is more likely to notice, remember, and give importance to the information that agrees to our existing belief. This process strengthens our current views by focusing on supportive evidence and ignoring what contradicts them, subtly shaping our understanding and interpretation of the world around us. For example, if you believe that certain type of car is unreliable, you are more likely to notice and remember stories about the car's failure and overlook reports of its reliability, further reinforcing your initial belief. Fifth is perceptual illusions. Our brains are great at filling in missing pieces to help us make sense of what we see, sometimes tricking us into seeing things that are not there. For example, in the kinesia triangle illusion, our brain makes us see a triangle even though it's not drawn. Similarly, after we look at something moving for a while, like flowing water, and then look away, still objects might seem to move too. This is called the motion after effect or waterfall illusion. Sixth is false memories. Each time we recall a memory, our brain edits it, sometimes creating inaccuracies or even entirely false memories that feel real. This shows how our brain shapes our narrative and identity. Unlike a video camera that records events accurately, our brain reconstructs memories with each recall influenced by new experiences and information, leading to altered or fabricated recollections. Seventh and last is predictive processing and placebo effect. Our brain is a prediction machine. It constantly makes predictions about the future to save processing power and respond quickly to potential threats. This becomes evident in the placebo effect, where our expectation can lead to real psychological changes. If we believe a sugar pill is a painkiller, our brain might indeed lessen the pain, reflecting the power of expectation. In conclusion, understanding, predicting, and reacting to the world around us depends on how our brain and mind works. Everything I have talked about proves that our brain shapes how we perceive reality in our minds. While this brain power helps us make fast and smart choices, it also introduces biases, sometimes changing our views of things. Research shows that just as outside reality affects our inner reality or our perception and meaning we attach to outer reality, our brains are prone to changing these perceptions. This hints at something powerful. If we get to know our brain and mind better, we could use our brain's ability to attach healthier, more positive meanings to our experiences of our reality. This way, we get to choose how we view our reality, steering us towards lasting happiness and fulfillment. It's fascinating to see how research proves our emotions, judgments, actions, and behaviors all stem from how we perceive reality. These groundbreaking insights into our brain's ability to alter our perception of reality encourage us to dive deeper into understanding the working of our mind. By exploring and learning about our mind structure, we move closer to harnessing our mental power. This knowledge can shape the meaning we assign to our experiences, fostering better decisions, judgment, feelings, self-belief, courage, and actions towards our success. Understanding how our brain assigns these meanings can improve our awareness of biases and enhancing better self-reflection. In my next video, I'll break down how our mind operates and fundamental concepts we need to grasp to cultivate a growth mindset and succeed in all aspects of life.